guys, Seedoeatreview here with the lovely Rebecca from Somnia. Is that the Somnia? Oh my god.
Insomnia or
yes, I know. Oh my god. First 5 seconds in. You know all I was concentrating on saying when I was reading your notes was don't say semolina. Don't say semolina. That's all I was thinking.
Not a cooking show, guys.
And I'm reading it today going, oh, Somnia, of course, because it's insomnia. And I look at it going, oh my god, Somnia. That's terrible. That's how we'll start off. How are you, Rebecca? I've given you enough to start with. I've embarrassed myself.
No, I love it.
So, this is a brand new show just for this year. No one else has seen it before. She's working hard in the studio here, practicing. Tell the crowd all about it, and then I'll go about asking you some questions. So, tell them about the show, where it is, what's happening, what it's about.
Absolutely. So, the show Somnia.
That's going to come back.
We are in Gluttony on Fridays and Saturday nights, a late night show, which fits a theme because the show is about the things that happen at night in your mind when you've let go of conscious control and your subconscious takes over, essentially. And each act has come from my lived experience of having a sleeping disorder, which is most widely known as narcolepsy, but also there's a version called idiopathic hypersomnia that comes under the umbrella, but narcolepsy is probably the one that's the most recognizable.
Yes, so it's based on a true life story. True life? No, this is your life, actually.
Yeah.
And you have to weave it into a story of some kind.
Yeah, it's, I wouldn't say so much like a narrative start, middle and end.
Yep.
It's more like showing the sort of things that people can experience in a dream state, and finding an artistic way to represent that on a stage in like a neat little 4-minute packet.
Yep.
So, for instance, a lot of people experience flying in a dream. And so
I love that dream.
Right, it's like one of the nice ones.
It is so good.
So we have some great aerialists who fly.
Yes.
And yeah, some of the symptoms of narcolepsy include, not always, but can include night terrors, really, really vivid nightmares, hallucinations upon falling asleep or waking up, because we slip into REM we too quickly, and our brain is like, ooh, and can produce some pretty scary hallucinations, and also sleep paralysis.
Okay.
Which is one I think that a lot of people know via the idea of the sleep paralysis demon.
Okay.
So the creature that kind of comes and like whispers in your ear or sits on your chest and holds you down. And so there's a representation of that in the show.
So have you ever written a production before?
I have been involved in another project separate from this.
Yep.
But we've graduated from that. Half of that cast went and did their own projects, and then some of us, the core crew, sort of sat down and thought post-COVID about what type of show we would want to create moving forward. And the last one was very frivolous and fun and quite lighthearted. So I was recently diagnosed, so in the last year, and we all wanted to do something a little bit more moody.
Yes,
since COVID.
To reflect the mood of COVID. The dark.
And introspective, and I was talking about what was going on and how all of these things that I had thought were other things that were up with me fell under the umbrella of this diagnosis. And so,
were you a sleepwalker as well, or were you just fell asleep like that?
As a child, more so, and that does tend to happen more as a child.
Yep.
But I do experience getting up and thinking things are happening, and so like walking around the house, like thinking that there's an intruder in the house, or stuff like that, or thinking someone, like waking up and thinking something's looming over the bed.
So you never really, you were just diagnosed last year, but you never really had like a proper 8 hours proper sleep of just, you don't know the joys of that, do you?
What is that? You know,
And that's what I mean.
I sleep a lot,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I was sleeping at the hardest points, like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it was because the dreams were so exhausting.
Oh, really?
That it wasn't restful.
So you wake up and you're wrecked. You're going, how did I sleep for 12 hours? And I'm just totally wrecked.
Like
Yeah.
I've fought a battle, I've tried to
Yep.
escape from somewhere, I've yada yada yada, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And my sleep quality when it was tested was actually pretty good.
Yes.
And that's where this idea of hypersomnia, it's like, comes from. It's this excessive daytime sleepiness that is kind of autoimmune in nature.
Me and Rebecca, guys, were talking for a good half hour before we even started this. And we've been through everything. I've been through my anxiety disorder and how the mind swirl of when you're trying to sleep and just feel like you're literally going crazy and can't switch off.
Yeah.
And there are elements to both our sort of sicknesses. Would you call it that?
Like
disorders, let's call it that.
Challenges?
It's just, you can both, like, there are parallels there as well, but she's taken the creative approach with it and gone with it full on. Now, what's Mr. Skeleton got to do with it? I'm going to put up pictures of Mr. Skeleton that you've been dancing with, you've been hugging.
Yeah, skeleton man.
Yes, has he got a name? She got a name?
Well, we've been trying to name them, and
There's
it hasn't
three?
presented yet. There is 3 of them.
And my question to Rebecca was, who were they before they were this? I want to know their backstory.
How did they end up in that
Yes.
state, dipped in gold?
Yes, and now they're in a theatre performance. Who'd have thought?
Well, I guess you'll have to come to the show.
That's it. What time? It's a late night show, isn't it?
It is. It's at 10:50.
10:50 p.m. guys. So
have a few drinks and come in.
I'm gonna have to stay up late for that one. I'm probably gonna do a Friday night version. That's my sleeping day.
Yeah.
So where did you find all these other part of your troupe?
People. A couple of them I collected with me from the previous show, and we are all locals, we're all from Adelaide, and I wanted to show that Adelaide does have emerging talent, and that...
That's why we're doing these interviews, guys. We're supporting local artists because the government really wasn't doing too much, and this is just a way for Rebecca to show the artistic side of Adelaide, which I absolutely love. Like, I've done comedians and kids shows, and this is like, I read this and I thought she's been reading Alan Moore's Sandman because it's all about the dreamscape and stuff like that, and I'm just totally interrupted where you got your rest of your gang from as I talked over you. I'm sorry, we'll get back to it, guys. You know I just blurt out. Anyway, go back to it all. She doesn't read Alan Moore's Sandman, so I'm going to have to get her that and pass it along and see how
Somebody did mention it to me the other day because they had a tattoo inspired by it all on their leg, and I was like, okay, that's twice in 1 week, so I definitely need to do that. I feel like I've been living it my entire life.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Unbeknownst to me until now.
There you go. So you found Adelaide talent.
Yeah, there's some people that just don't really get an opportunity to get the live experience that they would need to go much further.
Yep.
And I thought, let's all band together and.
So what different? I'm not going to call it acrobatics. It's
aerial.
Aerial. That's it.
Yeah.
And burlesque and cabaret. So it's a whole lot of different things in there, all telling the one story. Is already in chapters.
Each act is a different dreamscape.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we kind of obviously I go to bed. We have the Dreamweaver character, which is the cabaret aspect.
Yes.
Kashmir, she has this amazing, like, deep alto voice, and she's sort of the Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
So she's putting the dreams into the doll that then comes and interacts with me, and each performer comes and we interact, and it's basically my mind being projected onto the stage.
That's so cool. I was reading the people's names to my kids just before, and they're like superhero names. They're like so cool. Tell their names to the people because I love them.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh no, I've left you on the spot. I'm so sorry.
So, because they're all based in the mythology.
Yes.
So, in the Roman mythology, the god of sleep was named Somnus, and he had 1,000 children, and they were known as the Somnia, and they would.
Not Samina.
Yeah. that roughly translates as sleep shapes.
Yep.
So they would then go and visit people, and essentially were the dreams. And so the characters are kind of loosely wrapped. The mythology is loosely wrapped into the characters. So we have Natalia Nyx Noir. And Nyx was actually the mother. The night,
yes.
So the mother. Sam Retrograde, Hunt as our kind of Hermes character, the messenger god.
Yes.
So he is also helping facilitate the dreams, and he's strong, so he lifts all the props.
Oh, does he? There you
on
go.
and off the stage, and does it artfully for us.
You need someone to help move the stuff around, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Moisty Magic, who is the current Miss Burlesque South Australia.
Okay, cool. Yes.
She is the sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
And she does an angle grinder act.
Oh, really? I've never seen one before.
So I felt like that was how it feels, and that would be the perfect way to express what goes on.
Because I don't want to talk too much about what happens in the show, because I want people to come and see it. But I'm fascinated by the whole Roman mythology of it. Did you have to study and look back at this to tell a story, or? Yeah,
I guess I just started reading through how a lot of more ancient cultures felt about sleep. I was really interested in the Egyptian mythology as well, because they actually had like sleep temples that were built potentially like in stone that had resonance, or over a fissure that had gas coming out of it, or I don't know. But they would like just put people in there to just sleep, have some visions in the night, and they would come out feeling a whole lot better.
Because I love the whole synopsis where I was reading about the nightmare, which is like the cousin or the brother or something like that, and then there was the good one. Which was that called?
The brother of sleep is death. So people would probably know that better from the is it Marvel?
Yeah, I know Marvel. Believe me.
The guy with all the like. Oh no.
Thanos.
Oh god, I was just writing this.
Talk to me about Marvel. I could be here for an hour, guys. I'm just looking how long we've spoken. Keep going.
So he's the brother. Actually, in the Greek, but I'm blending mythologies at this point. I'm blending all my mythologies at this point. But yeah, so some of the father.
It's all right. I said Samina. She's on a Thanos quest.
Yeah, the mother and father were basically chaos and the night.
Yes.
The brother was death. He was actually married to relaxation.
Oh, there you go. The relaxation.
Hypnosis, which
I want to be married to relaxation.
That.
Don't we all want to be married to relaxation? I'm married to stress. Sorry, wife.
I hear you're great. I hear you're amazing, actually. And then, some of the children. So Morpheus was actually one of the children, which people would know from the Matrix.
Yes.
And there was also a couple of others which translate to fright and fantasy.
There you go.
So these are the different types of dreams. Like you can have oracle dreams, dreams that are prophetic, dreams that are terrifying, and obviously then those dreams that uplift your soul.
You're going to fit all this into 60 minutes.
I am not, but I'm trying.
See how you go. Have you done like a full rehearsal before?
We have done a full rehearsal, and it was bang on time.
Oh, you legend.
But like you said, we're condensing this down into like 4-minute acts,
and tell people where it is again.
In the Peacock.
In the Peacock tent in Gluttony, guys.
Which is actually on the back side. So Gluttony is actually going to be split in two.
Yeah, I'm telling people there's different gates.
Yes.
So people got to check their tickets to their gates as well. 10:50 p.m. Friday, Saturday nights. From what dates? From
the 3 weekends in March.
3 weekends in March.
And also the Sunday of the long weekend, which is the first week.
Ah, there you go. So, guys,
late night then.
Get on there, get in quick as well. Someone was just telling me, one of the artists just told me, and this is just my little side note, we don't know when this rubbish is going to come back. So get your tickets in early, see them first, because it could come next week, it could not come at all, which we, fingers crossed it doesn't. But get in the first week, get in the second week, get in early, because we don't want to be stuck in this mess. So if you go see it, like, well, at least I didn't miss out on it.
Exactly, thank you.
No worries.
It's a giant tent, so we need the help.
Oh, how many people does it fit?
It's a 450 seater, or usually 900, but capacity has been reduced.
Okay. So you start this Friday night? We start March the 5th. Oh, sorry, March the 5th. So I've got to make sure I've got my ticket to it as well. That means you only need to sell 449 more sets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Very good. All
it.
good to go.
I was going to say, would you like to see something that we haven't even released on our socials yet?
We're going to put that up right now, guys. We're going to thank very much for Rebecca for her time. Guys, this is all about supporting local artists. Adelaide woman. I apologise. My wife has a list of words I have to say. You can't say lady, you can't say woman. I'm like, no, she's a lovely girl. Anyway, go see them. I'll put up everything in the notes, guys. This was a fascinating interview. I went well over my 10-minute mark, but I'm going to chop and change and chuck stuff in there anyway. Enjoy it, guys. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Cheers.